This nugget is on prohibited substances, methods and drugs. There are a number of different products that can be taken to enhance sporting performance in different ways. These are known as ergogenic aids or performance-enhancing drugs, PEDs. These products are controlled by the World Anti-Doping Agency, known as WADA. National governing bodies and the International Olympic and Paralympic Committee fund and abide by WADA. The World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, is a foundation initiated by the International Olympic Committee to promote, coordinate and monitor the fight against drugs in sport. The agency's key activities include scientific research, education, development of anti-doping capacities, monitoring of the World Anti-Doping Code. WADA maintain the list of prohibited substances and methods that indicates which substances and methods are prohibited in sport and when. Stimulants are an example of a performance-enhancing drug. They speed up the functionality of various body parts and the brain. Examples of stimulants include amphetamines and caffeine. Stimulants increase alertness, improve reaction time, reduce tiredness, and increase aggressiveness. Examples of athletes that may use stimulants include table tennis players to improve their reaction time to the ball, sprinters to improve their reaction time to the starting gun, or any athlete that has done a lot of training to avoid feeling tired. Narcotic analgesics are very strong painkillers. Examples of these include morphine and heroin. Narcotic analgesics can mask pain from an injury or pain from overtraining, and any athlete that is injured but still wants to compete may take these to avoid feeling pain. Anabolic agents increase the rate and amount of muscle growth. They also speed up the recovery of muscles. Examples of anabolic agents include anabolic steroids, nandrolone, and danazol. Anabolic agents increase muscular strength, speed up recovery so athletes can train harder and for longer, and they also can increase aggressiveness. Examples of athletes that may use anabolic agents include a boxer to increase the strength of punch and to be able to train harder, a sprinter to increase power in their legs so they can run faster, or a weightlifter so they can lift heavier weights. Diuretics are taken to remove excess water from the body. Examples of diuretics include furosemide. Diuretics can be used to lose weight in sports that have weight categories, but also to dilute the presence of other illegal drugs in their system. Examples of athletes that may use diuretics include a jockey to ensure they are lighter on the horse so the horse can run faster, or a boxer to weigh in at the lower weight category. Peptide hormones are naturally occurring substances that can improve muscle growth and increase red blood cell production, enabling more oxygen to be delivered to the muscles. Examples of peptide hormones include erythropoietin, EPO. Peptide hormones increase the flow of oxygen to working muscles to avoid fatigue. Examples of athletes that may use peptide hormones include a cyclist in the Tour de France race so their muscles can keep working for the whole race without fatigue, or a marathon runner so they can keep going for longer without fatigue. Blood doping is the use of techniques or substances to increase the performer's red blood cell count. EPO is a form of blood doping. The most common way blood doping occurs is the athlete will remove 2 pints of blood several weeks before a competition. The body will make more blood to replace the blood taken out. The removed blood is frozen until 2 days before the competition, when it is injected back into the athlete. More red blood cells in the bloodstream allows more oxygen to be transported to the working muscles and therefore less chance of fatigue. Examples of athletes that may use blood doping include a marathon runner so they can keep going for longer without fatigue, or a cyclist in a Tour de France race so their muscles can keep working for the whole race without fatigue. Beta blockers can reduce the effects of adrenaline in the body. Examples of beta blockers include atenolol and bisoprolol. Beta blockers reduce heart rate, reduce muscle tension, and reduce the side effects of being nervous, like a shaking hand. Examples of athletes that may use beta blockers include an archer to avoid their hand shaking when they release the arrow, or a golfer to avoid shaking and losing accuracy when hitting a ball. In summary, stimulants increase alertness and can be beneficial for a table tennis player or a sprinter. Narcotic analgesics mask pain, and are useful for any injured athlete. Anabolic agents build muscle and aid recovery and are useful for a sprinter or a weightlifter, for example. Peptide hormones increase red blood cell production and would be useful for a marathon runner or a triathlete. Diuretics remove excess water from the body, so would be useful for a boxer or a jockey. Blood doping increases red blood cell production, again would be useful for a marathon runner or a triathlete. And beta blockers reduce the side effects of nerves, like shaking, so would be useful for an archer or a golfer. Our keywords. Banned means not allowed. Ergogenic aid is a technique or substance used for the purpose of enhancing performance. National governing body is an organisation with responsibility to manage its individual sport, for example, the FA. The International Olympic or Paralympic Committee organises and manages the Olympic-Paralympic Games. Addictive is when someone can't stop taking or using that drug. Side effects are the negative and undesirable effects of taking a drug or substance. Reaction time is a time taken to initiate a response to a stimulus. Strength is the ability to overcome resistance, relates to the force that can be produced by a muscle or group of muscles. Dilute, make something weaker with a lower concentration. And fatigue is being tired.